Hello again. So I ran a little long on that one. That was my first one over 5 minutes. I hope it wasn't too much of a problem. Anyway, let me kind of cut to the chase on this a little bit. Um, so here we have this little selection, and we know, for example, that there's a bunch of choices up here under select where we can modify it. We looked at a couple. The basic ones I find myself using a lot are expand and contract when I'm like kind of close or a little too far away or whatever. Um, but smooth and feather are both kind of like they're buffer zones, but they're in different ways. Smooth may take the selection out farther in order to smooth it down. Feather will kind of create a soft area of pixels to cut. I may have to show you this later for you to understand really what I'm getting at there. But here's what I want to show. So let me deselect this, Control D. Let me fit it on screen, Control 0, right? Now, if you have one of these selection tools chosen, let me choose, say, the quick selection tool, for example. Now, I haven't shown this to you yet, but let me just show you this. Actually, yeah, I'll do it this way. Let's take a look at the quick selection tool here. Now, watch what happens, because this tool is best used, at least in the beginning, kind of slowly, so you can observe what it's actually doing. Right? I'm up here in the blue sky, and I give a little click and hold. I'm holding down the button, and I'm very slowly exploring the area. Now, it's kind of moving along behind me like it's tagging along after me, but at a certain point, it goes bananas. Now, do you see what it did? It jumped like geometrically from this is a little square to all the way down here in the grass and all the way up the guy's side. So it, at a certain point, concludes that it knows what you're after. Now, that's a little freaky to think about. But Facebook, God, it's late, I'm sleepy. But Photoshop is filled with algorithms that interpret the user's intentions in strange ways. Let me undo that little bit of a selection there. Now, the Quick Select tool is sometimes perfect for these things. Sometimes it depends on which way you're going, though. So let me try this. Instead of up at the top here, let me start down here in the grass, basically, and start pulling up and away into the clouds. Now, it's selecting a good bit of grass here, but wow, it did the same thing. It defaulted back. Okay, quick select, you're letting me down. So if our goal is to get the sky, the roommate of the quick select tool is going to maybe do a better job. Let me show you how. Here's the magic wand. And the magic wand, check out the options bar, which is what this area is called up here above where we saw the add to selection, take away from selection. Now right at the moment, it is going to base a 3 by 3 pixel average color and a tolerance, in other words, a range of 10 colors. The usual setting is 32, so let me put that in there. That's what you'll see by default. And contiguous. This is the usual setting for the magic wand tool. Now, if I give a click, what's happened here is the 3 by 3 pixels I clicked on had an average color that ranged up toward the left, and you see that they're starting to get darker up there, and down toward the right, and you see that they're starting to get lighter down there, where it went beyond the tolerance of 32, right? So it's got a range of color difference that it will accept, which is why this thing is called tolerance up here. Now, I've got it set on add to selection, so I can just use the tool to kind of keep finding little areas to click in, and hopefully it won't go too crazy. Now you can see that it's done a little bit of a better job already than the quick selection tool did. Let's go over here. It's got a rather different range of blue, but it did its own unique look at it. I'm down here on this part, and the good hard line of the horizon here provides a nice solid base for a switch where it knows not to go. Now, at this point, we've got some irritating little hangers on, these little pixels that are glowing away up here. Now, the magic wand tool can be a pain in the butt to go in and grab those guys with. So look, I'm going to grab the lasso tool. It's set on add to selection, and watch. I just scoop them up, and they're selected. What about this little bump in the road? Now he's selected too. How about this one? Right? So you can use the tools to nuance each other's level of success. Over here, where the grass is interacting with the sky in this way, it can be really tricky to do this well, right? And so I'm just going to use some little bits of kind of zooming in and out to kind of get slightly more realistic collection of the grass. This is another place where we might want some feathering and we might want some borders and so on. And I've run over 5 minutes again.